Welcome, race fans. Tonight, Top Fuel Racing Indy Series takes to the tricky track here of Twin Ring Motegi, the Grand Prix course. They're going to be doing 45 laps here tonight. It's going to be very difficult for these guys. These guys have been running a lot of ovals, and they're throwing a road course in here. Now, they'll be back here in just a few weeks to run the oval, so that'll be interesting. That's kind of, I think, what this car is really going to be made for. But I have a special guest in the booth tonight, Tony Pizarro. Welcome, Tony. Good to have you.
Hey, how you doing, Rudy?
I'm doing good, man. It's going to be interesting and fun to watch these guys to see how they're going to do here. Now, I was going to run down through the points here real quick, so bear with me here. I've got them on my other computer, so my voice may sound like it's distant. Chase Hudson is our points leader by, let's see. I'm going to find it here. Oh, okay. He's got 32 points over second place Michael Jeans. Paul Crumry in third. He is only 1 point behind Michael, bidding for this championship. And it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to battle it out. Scott Brinson in fourth, picks up 4 positions last week. He is 51 points behind the leader. Michael Lawler in 5th place. I did not see Michael in here tonight, so that's probably going to hurt him a little bit in the points. Travis Browder picked up 5 positions last week with a great finish. I don't see him in here tonight either. Kerry Cleaver 9th, and Lee Bedsall back in 10th place picks up 7 positions to break into the top 10, and he is 69 points behind the leader. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys are going to do out here. Road course kind of throws a little bit of a clinker in it, Tony.
My interest will be to see if we'll actually know where all the turns are. There's quite a few. Most of the corners here are 90 degrees or over, so if you don't know where the corner is and you brake and you try to turn, you think it's going to end sooner than you think, you're going to end up in the sand or the grass. So should be interesting to see. I'm assuming tonight is no yellows.
Correct. Yep.
All right, so that should be more interesting.
Yeah, 14 turns, and the track is 2.98 miles. So just a little under 3 miles long. So it ain't going to take them long to get around here.
No, not at all. The first race I've ever done in the IndyCar was here, but it was on the oval probably about 3-4 years ago. And the only experience I actually have at this track, beyond maybe that race and a couple others for the oval, was the NASCAR race they ran here in Japan maybe about 20 years ago. I forget who won. I think it might have been Mike Skinner, but my memory serves me correct.
Well, like I said, they'll be back here in a couple of weeks to run the oval, and you know the oval. A lot of people really don't like the oval, and I like it. 1 and 2 is a very wide, sweeping turn, but 3 and 4 is very tight. The track is super, super wide. I mean, I think I've always said this, and I've sworn by it. I think you could go 10 abreast down the front stretch and the back stretch. That's how wide that track is.
It's kind of like Darlington, only in the sense that you're actually allowed to go down there. You can go all the way down to the wall if you feel like it.
Right.
If you enter, turn 1 and 2 is probably the hardest apex in any form of oval racing. If you just nick that white line, you're good. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get it, and you're going to have to lift more than you want to.
Right. Yeah, 3 and 4, man, you really got to downshift it. It's a very tight turn, but you got plenty of runoff. You know, like I said, with that wide track, plenty of runoff for that. But these guys are just coming down to qualifying time here, and they are going to have a 20-minute qualifying session to make sure they got plenty of time to get qualifying in. It looks like we're going to wind up with about 14 drivers in here, Tony. Not a big field.
No, but it's not too much of a surprise. Usually I've seen other IndyCar leagues, road ones, oval ones, they don't usually mix it up like they do in this league. So I think the people here are coming for the oval and just going to skip the road ones for this season. Kind of a shame, though. It does put a damper in the championship, but at the same time, it's nice to Nice to get a little mix in. I love these road courses. I don't race them too much, but I like watching them.
Yep. Well, oh, I know one thing I wanted to do was talk to Scott here real quick. Where the heck did he go? I wanted to make sure I got his paint, his trading paints. Scott Brinson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Rudy. How we doing?
All right, you're running the Raiders paint scheme, right?
No, sir.
Well, that's the one I got.
Yeah, no, I changed it.
Okay, when did you change it? Because I refreshed like 5 times.
Last week.
I'll refresh.
Not sure why it's not showing up.
It may change.
It's a Blackhawks.
Yeah, it may change before, or oh, maybe that's what it is. Let me find you here real quick and double check.
It's a red car, red, white, and black.
Oh no, I've got you in the silver and black. Silver and black. It looks like Raiders.
Yeah, no, it should change. Hopefully, if not, it's no big deal.
Okay, well, the way I've been doing it lately, it seems like just about coming down to close to race time, it'll just change on its own, so
yeah, it might change when the session change, which will be here in just a minute. Actually, the session picker flag just waved.
Yep,
we're about to go to qualifying.
All right,
how you doing tonight, buddy? You ready for some road course racing?
Yeah, sir. I'm gonna step away and play the national anthem real quick, and I'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we're back, folks, and qualifying is underway. We're just waiting for the first times to come in. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut Scott off like that, but I had to get the national anthem going, so I apologize to Scott. And Tony, we might wind up having another surprise guest pop in here. I don't know. Robert Riley may be popping in. I haven't seen him yet.
I haven't talked to Robert Riley in probably over a month, so it'd be nice to see him again.
Yeah.
And Scott just wanted to say hi, Mom.
Oh, okay.
That's all he said at the end there.
Okay. Well, we'll give a shout out to his mom. Yeah, Mrs. Brinson. She usually always tunes in. So, hi, Mrs. Brinson. That's from your son, Scott, and also from Tony and I up here in the booth. She always.
By the way,
go ahead.
Yeah, the national anthem, that's Johnny Reed Foley, has a new single out on Spotify called Who's Turning You On. Already has over 1,000 listens, so if you could, listen to Johnny Reed Foley, Who's Turning You On. Very good song.
Yep. Yeah, he's gave me permission. He made that video, he made the song for me to use in that national anthem, because I for some reason, and I can't fathom this, Tony, you can't find a national anthem anywhere that is sung by anybody that doesn't violate the copyright infringement It's the national anthem. I don't care who sings it. It's the national anthem, you know?
So if you try to get Brad Paisley or Garth Brooks or Paul McCartney singing the national, I don't know why he'd sing it. He's British, but you know what I mean. If those guys sang the national anthem, you couldn't get it. So
unless
hopefully Foley doesn't. Hopefully,
if I have permission from them, then they could do it.
If Foley, okay, so in that case, even if Foley gets extremely famous, he knows you, and he's probably gonna be willing to give you the national anthem for the rest of our lives. So
he told me.
It's a good thing we have him.
Yeah, he told me to never worry about it. Matter of fact, for a while there at IWCR, I was actually playing some of his singles on there. He wanted me to, as like for fillers, maybe like while they're qualifying or whatever, or my opener and stuff like that. But I had to make sure that I gave, that I had permission from Johnny Reed Foley. I had to put that in the description, specific permission from him to play that, because he wanted me to play it, and I just kind of got away from it because I don't know, he ain't been racing a whole lot. I guess he's been racing a little more in the last few races here than he has. He says he's going to try to do more racing.
I think he's at that point where he misses it now.
Yeah, misses his friends. He's a good guy, man. I don't care what anybody says about Johnny. He's a heck of a good buddy, And I'll tell you a little story, Tony. A long time ago, NASCAR 2003 days. I don't know if you ever raced with Johnny back then.
Yeah, I've been racing with Foley since 2010.
Yeah. Well, back in the long time ago, that was probably about, let's see, 7, 8, 9, probably about 2009 or no. Before that, 2007 maybe or 8 is when I first met Johnny Reed Foley, and I was supposed to go racing with them. My son raced with them, Aaron, and I went over there in their team speak and was, and I said, hey, would you mind if I race with you guys? No, that'd be fine. But we're in a race right now. We'll be done in about 20 minutes, and when we get done, I'll put up a server and you can go in it. Okay. So I sit there 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, almost an hour, and I said, are you guys still racing? Oh, no, we've been done, I can't believe I sat there that long. I kind of flipped out. I flipped out on Foley. But you know what? Ever since then, him and I have been good friends, and man, I got an autographed CD from him. I bought, I think, 4 of his t-shirts? Nice t-shirts too. I won't wear it. I don't want to wear it out.
Yeah, my roommate has a Johnny Reed Foley cup holder. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a coaster, but it holds the entire cup.
Yep.
So he has one of those. I've got a full-time job now, so I should probably start buying some stuff from him. I've been kind of reluctant to, just for the... Yeah, I know. We've been such good friends. He knows we're friends. It's one of those deals. But I'm sure he'd really appreciate it if I bought some stuff.
Yep.
Especially,
I'm really kind of waiting for him to have that breakout. I mean, you got to give him an A+ for his effort. He has done everything, knows all the right people. He's got a great manager. I just don't understand what the holdback is. He's done a lot of shows in front of a lot of big crowds and stuff too, and I just don't understand what the holdback is to get his music out there and get it on the radio and get him a contract. And I know he's got new music coming. I watch a lot of his live broadcasts on Facebook and stuff, and he's got some new music coming, and maybe that'll be this breakout album. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the Hillbilly Rockstar. I just love that song.
My favorite song of his is his cover. It's a cover song, but "Take Me Home, Country Roads."
Yeah.
It's just as good as John Denver's, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's a great singer, man. I'm telling you. He just, but there's so many out there, and maybe this is what is holding him back. I don't know. There's so many out there that sound like him. They need somebody that is sounds so different. He's got that Garth Brooks sound. you know. And there's a lot of them out there that have that Garth Brooks sound. And, you know, he does a lot of Garth Brooks music, too. And I seen the one where he did, oh, God, I'll never remember that song now. Oh, it's a Billy Joel song, but Garth Brooks did it.
Not entirely sure. I'm trying. I know a lot of Billy Joel songs, so I can't really pinpoint it. I'm not sure about the one that he did, but
yeah, I can't remember, but he did it, and I'll tell you what, he sounded just identical to Garth Brooks on that, just identical. So, you know, he needs to change it up a little bit, maybe make it his own. You know, I don't know what more to do to help him have that breakout moment. You know, I mean, I don't know anybody. I mean, I live, you know, an hour away from Nashville, but I don't know anybody that he'd, you know, I'm sure his manager does, and he does more than me. He's been there, and maybe he just needs to move to Nashville and be there. I don't know. I know he talked about it for a while and spent a lot of time there, but his home's in Florida.
yeah, I don't know if he'd want to leave.
Yeah.
Is the song called Shameless?
Yeah, that's it. Shameless.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was originally a Billy Joel song, and Garth Brooks did it, and they do it. A lot of times they'll show up at each other's concert and do that song together, you know.
Yeah, I know Billy. He sings with everyone. You see him with Elton John and Garth Brooks and this guy and the other guy. So yeah, he does a lot of duets. But I got to take a listen to that one from the Garth Brooks version, and then Foley's.
Yeah. Oh man, you'll swear it's Garth Brooks singing it. I'm telling you, Foley's that he sounds that good, you know. But well, anyhow, getting back to racing here, I got a question for you, Tony. I know you write a lot of articles and stuff, you know, on racing, and I've seen your, I guess it's your website. Is that your website that you post that stuff on?
You can call it a website. I only did one so far.
It's like
from
Google,
my specific website. Usually I just post it. I just post everything to Scott, and he puts it on the IWCR website next to the race recap page.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you what, man, I've read some of those articles and stuff, and they are freaking awesome, dude. You need to be a sports writer, professional sports writer.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
that's just my opinion.
I mean, my hope is just to maybe do a couple more iRacing things, and that's it. I'm not sure. I just do it for fun.
Yeah. Well, have you like sent in any articles to iRacing? Because you can submit articles to them.
I'd have to look more into that. I really don't know. This was just kind of a thing that I started to do about summer of last year, just for IWCR itself, just to help help the league out pretty much.
Well, you can pick a league like that and just submit articles on that league each week. You know, you could cover the Gen 6 series and the truck series and submit that article, write up a big article on both of the series or something, and submit it. And I've thought about doing it, but I don't know. I'm not sports minded enough like you are. You've got it down pat, man. You've got the wording right, and it's absorbing. It's interesting to read.
Well, you guys, you and Brinson and all the other commentators out there make it a lot easier to write up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just base it off of what you guys say rather than what's on the track.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always a good way to do it. I mean, I watch too many of these races to try to focus on just one league. I mean, I've got right now I'm doing 5-6 leagues actually. I'm back to broadcasting almost 7 days a week again, and I tried to get away from it, and I'm back up to almost 7 days a week. I'll be doing a league every other week. NORC. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I haven't heard of. There's a lot of NOR leagues that have a different letter at the end.
Yeah. Well, they've been around for I don't know, They're one of the oldest leagues in iRacing, actually. They're just kind of like to themselves. They don't really like advertise a lot. And NORC, it's NASCAR Online Racing Champions or something like that. But most of the guys, you know, there's a lot of pros and stuff in there. Or not a lot. There's a few. Kyle Putz, Bobby Zielinski, they run in there. These are guys from SRA. And, you know, so they kind of follow it. And that's the thing, you know, I was going to tell you, Tony, a lot of the leagues that I broadcast for, some of the same guys follow around and are in the same leagues that I broadcast for. I mean, just by coincidence, I guess, or I guess they want to be on the broadcast. You know, I'm not trying to, like, blow smoke up my butt. I'm just saying, I think that's why a lot of them, I know I've had one guy that told me that the only reason why he raced there was just because I broadcast it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. That was, he races over at IWCR. I can't think of his name now. Drives the number 7.
Jeffrey Porter?
No. In SRA, drives the number 7.
Oh.
I want to say, not Colin Scott. Colin Scott, maybe? Is he in IWCR?
He might have. I know he's in this race, but I don't know if he's ever driven an IWCR before.
It's a different one. Anyhow, yeah, and that's kind of cool, you know, because you get used to the guys' names, and you know, like Marcus Yedstall. Okay, Marcus Yedstall. I mean, I've known him for quite some time. He used to race over in Dogs of Endurance when I broadcasted for Dog over there, and he's a good racer. I'll tell you what, man, he is good in these Indy cars. He loves these Indy cars. Eric Steinmetz. Eric, he runs in a lot of different leagues that I broadcast for, you know. Josh Medlock, he's one of my admins, or one of my chat admins on YouTube. He takes care of that. Michael Jeans. Now, Michael Jeans, I don't know him that well, but he seems like a very intense, good racer, you know. Adam Blocker, he's a phenomenal driver, and he's the one that's been giving Chase Hudson such a hard time this season. And Chase Hudson, I don't know what you can say about him, Tony. He is just alien. The guy, he's had a couple of races. Last season, he had a couple of races where he was luckily in that position to take the win. He just happened to be there, maybe because he pitted when a caution come out and started in the back, and, you know, when it come down to the last lap, and there was a wreck on the last lap, and he slid by and took the win, you know. But other than that, he's just been a dominant force out here every week.
Yeah, last week he led 57 laps, which was actually a down race for him, because the other two races, I think Auto Club and forget the race before that, he led more than half.
Yeah,
and he's been in victory lane for all three, and right now he's got the top Q time, and good chance he'll get a 4th straight.
Well, I think I thought Scott told me last week when he won. I thought he said that was the 7th race in a row that he had won, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's either 6th or 7th. I checked it, I think, just 30 minutes ago, just to see his progress lately. And I think he has a 2nd before the win streak, and then he has another win streak before that. So it's been pretty crazy. Well,
he has won the most races here at Top Fuel. He's got that record right now. Beating out the old guy, and I can't remember his name. He's a good friend of mine.
Ray Kingsbury.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. Ray Kingsbury had the most wins prior to that, and but Chase Hudson's beat that now. So a lot of records broke here at Top Fuel. You know, I mean, as far as IndyCar racing and just amongst a couple of few drivers. But one driver I did want to talk about, Wes Fry. Wes Fry you get him on a road course in this car, and he is just phenomenal. And as you can see, he's 3rd in qualifying right now, and he's not that far behind Chase Hudson and Adam Blocker. So I'll tell you, them top 5 right there, you're going to see some battles throughout this whole race between them top 5.
Yeah, Fry, he had a second place finish in Watkins Glen just.
Yeah.
I thought that was a year ago, but that just proves to show you how well he is. He doesn't seem like he runs a lot of ovals, though. He just tries to stick to the road courses when he can.
And I think that's, I respect that, because a lot of guys, this car really isn't an oval car. This is more for road courses, and I mean, they hold the track very good. They do have a lot of horsepower, so you got to kind of play with the gas coming out of the turns. It's a challenge for the drivers, rather than on an oval. It's, a whole lot less of a challenge.
It's more of a challenge on an oval if you're racing, 3 wide, 2 wide, maybe on restarts or just a few laps after that. But once it gets to the point where you're just kind of strung out, maybe 10, 20 laps into the run, it can get a little bit dull. Here, it never gets dull, even if everyone's single file, because you have to go through those corners.
Well, it's going to be very hard for us to keep track of everybody, Tony. So if you can if you don't mind, kind of keep an eye on mid-pack or so. Let's see how the racing's going about mid-pack. If you happen to see some really good battles going on or something, interrupt me if I'm talking, because I get on a tangent and get to going, and just interrupt me. If you see something, if you see somebody spin off track, I'll try to get right there and we'll catch it. If we need to, we'll rewind it and watch it. They've got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in qualifying here, folks, and that'll wrap it up for qualifying. We'll be on to the grid here shortly. So you still got plenty of time to go get you something to drink, your favorite beverage, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage, whichever you prefer. A snack. Get ready for 45 laps here at Twin Ring Motegi. That's a mouthful. The road course here, the Grand Prix course. I take that back. I have broadcasted a race here at night. And I'm telling you, Tony, the lighting here at Twin Ring Motegi Grand Prix course is horrible. It is horrible. There was times when I couldn't even hardly see the cars, because the lighting is so horrible. Now, I don't know how the drivers drove it. I guess you just gotta adjust your gamma or something on your screen so you can see better. I don't know how they did it, but man, and it was great racing too. And that was back in the Dogs of Endurance days. They ran really challenging league races, and they were endurance races, man. They ran like 2.5 hours straight like that. All right.
Go ahead. Whoop, sorry, go. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think qualifying's getting to be over here. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the Formula. I forget what's the last race to run in the Formula One schedule. It might not be the last one, but among the last one, they run a really cool night track. I think it's a street course of some kind. I forget what it's called, but that's I'm not sure. But that's the only really good lighted road course I've seen. Not that there's many anyway, but that's the only real good one I've seen.
Yeah, it's a challenge to run a road course at night. It's bad enough during the day, but yet alone run it at night, All right, that's going to wrap up qualifying, folks. We'll get them down here on the grid and get everybody accounted for. Do you mind doing the second 10, Tony? I don't know how much. I'll do the top 10, and you can do the ones after that.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let me get to the grid here. All right, Chase Hudson brings home the pole here with a 1 minute 33.192 second lap. Congratulations to Chase for knocking that out. Man, that was a great lap. Adam Blocker pretty close behind him. Singapore, what? Who poked me with Singapore?
Oh, I think that's the racetrack they were talking about, the Formula One track that I forgot about.
All right, Wes Fry coming in third, Scott Brinson fourth. Michael Jeans will be starting fifth place, Matt Burkhart sixth, Kevin O'Brien seventh, our Aussie buddy. Paul Crumry in eighth, Colin Scott 9th, and Eric Steinmetz. That'll be your top 10. Tony?
Oh, you might want to help me out with this one. Marcus Jesdel?
No, Yedstel.
Yedstel, wow.
Just say it like it's a Y. Yedstel.
Marcus Yedstel, who looks like he just tried to limp it around the track to get a lap time at just over 2 minutes. Tony Pizarro, I don't think he's racing. Yeah. The rest of these guys didn't take a time. Joshua Medlock, 13th. Mark Walker, 14th. And Stephen Pearson trying to all have fun finding their way through the field to get to the front in 15th.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I don't know if I think Stephen Pearson, I think, had a connection issue. I don't know if he'll be in there tonight, but we'll see here in just a couple of minutes as we get ready to kick these guys off.
It's going to be pretty cool. It'll be like the old 2003 days with the 10, 15 people league, just riding around, kind of like buddies, you know? It's all very intimate when there's this few cars.
I still haven't seen. I'll find him here. Where the heck is he? No, Scott Brinson's car still has not updated. I'll try refreshing Trading Paints one more time. That makes like 5 times or 6 times I think I've done it, and I still got his Raiders paint scheme. So sorry, Scott.
I have the Raiders scheme too.
All right, here we go. Pace car is in. And they're moving.
Ready, green, 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 green.
And there's the green. We're off and going here at Twin Ring Motegi. Well, Tony, I appreciate you stopping in and helping, man. That is really great, man. It's just good to have somebody in the booth with me now and then.
Whoa, we got contact. Kevin O'Brien into the inside wall. Just tapped it. I think he might be okay.
Yeah, I think he's okay. It didn't look like it was a real hard hit. But getting these things going sometimes can be a real bear, especially out in that grass. Now, he's got dirty tires on that. Yeah, I see no damage on his car, so I think he's okay. More hurt his pride than anything, I think.
Yeah, it's tough to tell, though, with these cars. You can just barely nick it. It won't even look like there's damage, and there might still be. So we'll take a couple laps around, see if he's all right.
Yeah. Now, Wes Fry, 3rd place. Michael Jeans going into 4th. And Marcus Yedstel already up to 5th place after starting 11th. Look at this. What a big move. That put Scott Brinson back to 6th now after starting 4th. Now, Scott, I know, is the one that built these setups. And he usually does build the setups for the league. And it doesn't give him any advantage, trust me, because, you know, even though he makes a setup for, you still got guys out here that can drive the heck out of them setups, you know?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I've raced probably about 4 or 5 races in this league, and the setups they're basically just like the fixed setups, only they can actually turn a little bit better.
Right. Well, watching as Marcus Yedstel picks up yet another position. He goes into 4th, getting by Michael Jeans. Back in the field here, Eric Steinmetz losing a little bit of ground here. He does pick up 1 position since the beginning. And I was checking out Paul Crumry. Now, Paul's right where he started. Looking to see maybe if he can't get that Farmall car into victory lane tonight. He said he doubted it.
Yeah, Paul's in the best position right now, in the sense that he's not around anyone. He's not in danger. He can just ride his own race, at least for this point, until he catches up to those guys.
And it's early, but yet, you know, I'm going to say this kind of in a sense that, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's a sense that, okay, it's early in the race, but yet a road course is never too early because it is so hard to make up ground. You know, when you get the field that have pulled away 30, 40 seconds, it is so difficult to make that time up. And even if you have a better pit stop, it's still, you can't do it, you know? So once that leader gets out there, which Chase is already 2 seconds ahead of second place Adam Blocker, it's hard to even make up that 2 seconds.
Yeah, even in the case, let's say Wes Fry is faster than Blocker right now. Blocker may be ahead right now, but Wes has to deal with trying to pass. We got a lap car there, it looks like. And he's going to let everyone by on the right side there. But each car you pass, it'll take seconds off of your lap time just trying to get by one guy in one corner. So
yes, sir.
You gotta make sure you get the track position early to take advantage of the leader if you can catch him.
Now, one thing I will have to say, Mark Walker in the Oculus car is driving with an Oculus Rift, folks. So just kind of a heads up there. I'm not sure if I can get to him. Hold on a minute. Let's ride along with Mark Walker using the Oculus Rift. He is using it. I'm not. He is. And he said it has really improved his driving. Oh, Eric,
we got a stopped car right there. Oh, he lost his wing right there. I don't know. There was it Eric in the previous incident?
Eric Steinmetz?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but yeah, he's trying to get to pit road. He's going through the grass, trying to find any way to navigate his way through to the pits, and it's going to be a long struggle from here because he still has several more turns to go before he gets there.
Let's get up here to Wes Fry. He's all over the back of Adam Blocker now. Scott wanted me to use a little more onboard cameras here with the guys so you can kind of get the feel of what it's like as a driver, a challenge that he has on these tracks. You can see the dirt and the stones flying, the dust flying, and these tires do pick up a lot of dirt when they run off track like that. Oh!
Whoa, he gets loose there.
Yes, he did. You just get back in that throttle a little bit too quick. Now aren't these turbocharged? No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I think they're turbocharged. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can tell me. Are these DW12s turbocharged? Maybe not. I don't know. But I know they got a pretty tight, what do I want to say, a band in there when they hit the throttle, man, and you shift it, man, it just wants to go right around, you know. But man, good racing by these guys so far. Brinson back up to 5th. He got around Michael Jeans, and we got another spinner, Matt Burkhart, off the track. And that let Paul Crumry get by, and Matt goes back to 8th. No damage on his car, though, just a spin, but I think it hurts your pride more than anything, doesn't it, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Plus, there's no yellows. You're just kind of like, why did I do that? You know, that kind of thing. So that happened in the V corner. It's so long. You're just waiting to get on that gas. You're so anxious to get on it. And, you know, it just takes so long. It's more than 90 degrees, and you got to be patient before you get on it. And he just waited a little too soon and spun it right out. But he's fine. No damage.
Josh Medlock, he is a couple laps down. Josh said he wasn't sure if he was even going to race tonight. He was almost going to join us in the booth, but he's out here turning laps. I think he's just trying to see what he can do. And as far as road course, he's not big on road courses, but he is a couple laps down. At least he's giving it an effort. Well, let's ride along here with, let's see, who was that I seen it was kind of close there? Matt Burkhart, I think. Yeah, Matt Burkhart. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
I don't remember.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm messing you up there, bro.
Oh, no. There's nothing I'm saying that's significantly important, but no, I have a bad memory. If after 20 seconds, I just forget, but that's no big deal.
Well, believe me, your memory's probably a whole lot better than mine.
That's probably true.
I got the age and that medication I'm on, that Neurontin. Oh man, it just wipes my memory. I don't know nothing I can do about it because I got to take that medicine. So I just got to try to tough it out.
I think what I was going to say was Josh Medlock. Sometimes you got to take your pride off the table, and because it seems like he's not very good at these type of tracks, and
yep.
I'm sure he wants to do well. He wants people to see him doing well, but in my opinion, it's better to just cut your pride and just ride around, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two.
Yep. Well, now, Tony, I know you're always in a lot of different races, and I see you out there, and you don't race as much as you used to, but the races that you're in now, if you were in this race, what would you be doing right now? What would you be kind of taking it easy, trying to save your car, or would you be just hammered down trying to do the best you can?
Well, I have absolutely no IndyCar road experience, so despite everything I've ran, I've never ran this. So I'd probably just try to get as few X's as I can, not spin out, and get the best finish I possibly can. So just be as easy as possible.
When you're, in your opinion, what's your favorite road course?
My favorite road? That's a tough question. Growing up, it was Watkins Glen, but I only knew 2 road courses because there was, Sonoma and Watkins Glen. The one I'm best at is Lime Rock. But Lime Rock's a bit, it's a bit small. I don't think that's my favorite. That's really tough. Maybe Canadian Tire or Mosport. I like to still call it Mosport.
That is a pretty awesome track. I've seen some great races there, man. I'm telling you, that long backstretch. The speeds are just astronomical there. I've broadcasted a couple of truck races there. I think in an Xfinity car race there, and all 3 of them were just absolutely amazing races. I think my favorite one probably is Watkins Glen, but I will say this. Another one of my favorite, and I know a lot of people don't even know that this track exists, is Pocono Road. Is absolutely, it is so difficult. The back part of the track in the middle is so narrow. It's not much wider than maybe a car and a half wide in places. So there's no room to pass. You actually have to pass. Wait till you get on the main oval part to do any passing. It's amazing. I broadcasted a race there a long time ago because nobody usually runs there, and I don't understand why. There's a couple of different road courses there, and it's actually pretty cool.
I don't see how any official races go there, so that's probably why. If nothing official goes there, they won't run it even in hosted or leagues.
Yep.
But hey, if you want to take a look at this Michael Jeans and Scott Brinson battle, I think back and forth.
Yeah, I was
looks like it's getting pretty close.
Yep, Michael Jeans closed that gap up on Scott pretty good, man. He was really hitting it. Well, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's tuning in tonight. Thank you. I know there's a lot of racing on iRacing Live tonight, so we're just glad that we got our regulars in here and those of you that tune in tonight, and we appreciate it. If you're new here at MaxSpeedTV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And folks, don't forget to give us a thumbs up on the video. We'd appreciate that very much. You're watching the Top Fuel Indy Series here tonight. The MaxSpeedTV, the MSTV Land of the Rising Sun Grand Prix here at Twin Ring Motegi.
I like some of the race names that Scott comes up with.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's always, it's something significant to that specific track. Las Vegas, he might throw something in there about the gambling or something, or it's something significant to the track. It's pretty cool. Kevin O'Brien, 57 seconds behind the leader. Had that spin there earlier, but he's still on the lead lap for the time being. Colin Scott, last one on the lead lap, and he's only about maybe 20 seconds ahead of our leader right now. In the
Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien trying to finish his first race of the season so far. He's got 14th, 18th, and another 18th in the last 3 races. Disconnected in all 3, probably from a wreck.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'd like to finish this one, get a top 10.
Yeah. Well, it's early in the season, and I know a lot of guys, they kind of pick and choose what tracks they really want. And that's the way it was when I was racing. If there was a track that I wasn't, absolutely good at, or just didn't feel comfortable, I didn't want to go out there and wreck somebody else's chance of a good finish, I just wouldn't race it, And I mean, that's probably not the right way to feel, Tony, because I know it's important for every driver that's out there racing to at least be competitive as they can be in the race, because it does make a difference. Coming down to the end of the season, it makes a big difference sometimes in how the points are achieved.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me, I don't own all the tracks, so I'm the kind of guy that I try to run what I can, but if there's a road course or an oval that I really don't like, I might not run it. But it gets to that point where I'm going to start owning more and more, and maybe all of them, that I will try to run the season and run every track and just see where I end up. If I end up 15th or 20th, that's fine. At least I did it.
Well, Wes Fry did get around Adam Blocker and takes up second place. We were kind of wondering when Wes was going to start making that move toward the front, and here he is, second place. He seemed to be one of the fast guys. They put up some practice servers earlier in the week here, Tony, and he was out there just like purely dominating, man, just really doing great. So he's right here. He's right now. He's losing a little bit of time to Chase, and I know Chase is probably thinking to himself, he knows Wes is absolutely amazing on this road course right now. He knows that he has got to stay focused, hit those marks perfectly, because if he even bobbles, Wes is going to be right up that tail.
Now I'm looking at Adam Blocker's wreck right now. Looks like it was the same corner as the last spin in the V corner. I forget if that's turn 7 or 8, but the left-handed V corner, he looked like he was completely straight coming off, and he gassed it, and he just got loose somehow and barely missed both walls. There's a safer barrier coming out, then there's the main safer barrier, and he just missed both of them, but luckily he's able to keep going.
Well, we still got this battle between Scott Brinson and Michael Jeans. It's been heating up for quite a few laps now, and we're already 10 laps into the race. Now, I'm kind of curious as to when we're going to start seeing guys come to pit road. The only one that's been on pit road is Eric Steinmetz, and that was only because he got damaged and needed to pit. But I think they do have one reset in here, but they do have an incident limit. I forget what that was. Tony, could you look for me, please?
I'm not even sure where to look that up, actually.
In the info tab.
Oh, okay.
In the top right-hand corner of the info tab.
Yeah, there's no limit.
No limit on incidents? Good.
No.
Because, I've talked to Scott about that, and I've talked to other guys, that have ran road courses and stuff. I think not having an incident limit on a road course is the way to go, because everybody runs off at the track at one time or another. Whether you misread a corner or you lost your mark, you're going to run off of there. You're going to get incidents, and sometimes, now I'm not going to say that Chase is going to do that, because Chase is a phenomenal driver, but some of the guys that may be trying to chase him down and pushing their cars to the limit may run off that course and get the incident. Well, they all add up. If you have a 17 incident limit throughout a 45 lap here at Twin Ring Motegi, you could possibly be disqualified for hitting that 17 incident limit, and that'd be just god awful. You're up there battling for a third and fourth, and all of a sudden, blink, you're gone.
As long as you're not a safety hazard, I don't like. It would be different if someone was just slamming into people getting X's, but to just run off the track, come back on, not be a hazard to anyone, that's no reason to get disqualified at the end.
Well, another battle that's going on right now. Mark Walker did get around Marcus Yedstall. Marcus has gone back to 8th place now, and he's almost, well, he's not quite, but almost back to where he started. And we seen him up as far as, I think he was up in 5th there at one time. So he's had some problems.
Yeah, Marcus, he same exact corner as all the other wrecks. The V corner, turned left and tried to exit, gassed it too hard and spun out.
Yep.
The good thing about that corner is there's a lot of space coming off if you spin out right in the inside part of the track, so you can just slide and just keep going. You lose about 10 seconds, but at least your car is okay.
Well, Tony, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but golly, man, I wish you'd write an article on I don't know, it's something that, and maybe I could be a part of it and help you. Maybe I'd have some insights, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's just kind of a volunteer thing. So if you want to help out and do anything, be my guest.
I think it'd be kind of cool. Just maybe we could get our heads together and write an article, maybe on Scott's League or something here, and maybe on tonight's race. What do you think? That's not interesting or no?
I'll think for tonight. No, I got my head kind of tied right now. But next week, I don't know where they are next week. If I get prepared for that kind of thing, then I have no problem doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know, where are they next week?
I know they're back to an oval. Give me 1 second here, and I can look. I know they're back to an oval. They will be going to Kansas. We'll be running Kansas for 135 laps. So.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Be the Crumbs Customs American Heartland Shootout. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that'll be one heck of a race. Now, we know Kansas is one of them top groove tracks. Now, think about this, Tony, just for a minute. These are open wheel cars. You're running the top lane close to that wall. If you touch the wall, you're gonna hit it, and it's gonna do damage. You're gonna spin on a track. You're gonna take out other competitors. It's gonna be tough.
Even though it's a top line racetrack, you gotta try to go down at some point.
Oh yeah.
If everyone's running up there, you're gonna hit that air, and then you're definitely gonna be in the wall. So, running whatever groove you can, whoever's not in front of you, whatever has the most space, run that line. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, Wes Fry now is 8.2 seconds behind our leader, Chase Hudson, and I think he's been just consistently kind of falling back a little bit more, maybe a couple of tenths a lap. So, but he's still doing a great job hanging on to second. I'm not sure exactly when they're thinking about coming to pit road. Maybe at the halfway mark. I don't know if they can make it to halfway or not.
I'm not sure what the fuel window is. Yeah, it can't be possible because it's a minute 34 lap. You would think that you would have to pit at some point in 45 laps, but I don't think you'd have to pit twice. So probably just the one time around the halfway point.
Yep. So it's going to be managing your tires is going to be key here tonight, to keep it on track, because you want to stay on that lead lap. You don't want to pit too off early. Oh, Eric Steinmetz off. He is on pit road. Yep, he's on pit road, folks. I don't know.
Looks like he disconnected there.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, man, he's had enough. Don't blame him.
He came off the last corner, got into the grass just a tiny bit, and hit the inside wall. And then he tried to keep going, run his way back to pit road, and just spun out again from the damage.
Yeah. Now, here's another one. Chase Hudson is coming to pit road. Oh, all of the leaders are coming in. Here we go, folks.
Looks like Scott Brinson's going to lead the next lap.
Well, maybe if he can get around here, because he's quite a ways back. But nope, Chase is already away, so he's not going to get to lead that lap.
Oh, I didn't realize how fast they go. That's right, IndyCar. Pit stops are 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I know Scott would have loved to have led that lap. He would have loved to have got that bonus point, but right now he needs to pit, and They're going to have to do it in 2 pit stops.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Whoa. What happened there? Adam Blocker just spun. Oh, no. Big spin. He come off a pit road with them fresh tires, and you know what that does, Tony.
Well, we had a good example there.
Yep.
And he's lucky. There's 2 cars coming right at him when he spun out, and they were just able to sneak by. He just got loose entering the second part of the 2 right-handers there, and got into the grass a little bit and spun, able to keep going.
Well, I'll tell you, Scott Brinson and Michael Jean still battling here, and they're in 3rd and 4th now. You know, Scott, he's probably thinking this Michael's like the thing that won't go away, you know, but he's handling the pressure pretty well. Michael's keeping the pressure right on him and just waiting for Scott to make that mistake. Now, probably the best thing for Scott to do is don't even look in that rearview mirror. Just drive your track, drive your race, and, you know, do what you got to do. You know, stay focused. And,
well, whatever he's doing right now is fine, because he's kept him behind for about 10 laps now.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, man. I'll tell you what, you got to give it up to him. Them 2 are racing it up pretty hard, kind of like a race within the race. And they are coming.
Oh, here they come.
Yep, coming into pit road. They've had enough.
I love that pit road entry there. It's like barely enough for 1 car.
Yeah, it is. Well, Adam Blocker got back by. He will go back into 3rd now. But he is 18 seconds behind the race leader, Chase Hudson. And Wes Fry is 9.2 seconds back. So it doesn't look like Wes is going to be able to catch up to Chase unless something major happens to Chase. Now, Chase has got to deal with lap traffic out there, and I'm just kind of curious to how he's going to pick and choose to get around some of these lap cars. He's got a bunch of them coming up.
Yeah, the people here, they're not used to road race etiquette, so I'm sure they're probably not going to be sure where to go. I'm not used to it either, so well, I'm not entirely sure.
That's where communication out there amongst drivers is key. You know, you've got to communicate, whether it's the race leader communicating to the guy he's about to pass, telling him, you know, stay to the left or to the right, or the guy, you know, I'm always, if I'm out there and I'm about to be lapped, I will communicate with the leader and say, where do you want me to go? But not everybody does that, you know.
Right. That's what I do. I just say pass left, pass right.
Right.
Then they say thank you, you know.
Yeah. And that's very respectful. You know, you gotta be respectful out there, you know, amongst all the drivers. Hey, these guys are all out here to have fun, and but you got to put that competitive factor in there. They are very competitive. I'll tell you, one of the most competitive drivers I know, and this is no lie, the most competitive driver I know is Scott Brinson. He tops them
really?
All. Yes, he tops them all.
I know he's competitive, but at the same time, we got a spinner right in front of the leader.
Oh man, yes.
He did the smart thing, just get out of the way. Yep. He probably knew he was coming and was just like, go by, I messed up.
Yep, that was Josh Medlock, spun it around. He is 3 laps down now. But I'm not lying about that. And you can ask Scott, and he will verify that. He'll say, yep, I probably am the most competitive driver out there. He just is. I mean, he takes his wins and losses to the bank. You know, his losses are heartfelt, and man, he's mad at himself or mad at maybe something that happened on the track, or he takes it very, very serious and very, very literal. His wins are ecstatic. They are totally ecstatic. I've never had a driver, well, maybe I've had drivers that were a little more ecstatic than him, but as far as being competitive, that's Scott Brinson. All the way. I don't know if his mom's in chat listening, but I'll bet you $500 she'd agree.
Sometimes it's the guys that, not that he's not quiet, but he seems like a really fun, he's anything but quiet, but he seems like a really fun guy. He doesn't really seem to care, you know, he's just out there to have fun. That's his personality, but in his mind, sometimes it's a completely different thing, so I guess I'm not too surprised.
Well, and then we're looking here. Scott has pulled away a little bit from Michael Jeans. He's pretty much staying focused here. Well, you can really see the carbon fiber used in these cars. These cars are pretty much all carbon fiber now. Am I correct on that?
Again, I don't know. I feel like I'd be better as I'm pretty good at these cars, at least on ovals. But if I knew what these things were made out of and what parts they included and what horsepower they ran, which I don't, I'd probably be better.
Yeah.
So I should probably look some of that stuff up at some point.
They're pretty fun to drive, and it's like, I'll tell you, one of the tracks that and I don't think there's a racer out there that drives these things that will disagree with me. One of the funnest tracks to race this on is Iowa. But you throw 14, 15 other cars out there, and it's not fun anymore. I'm telling you.
Well, what do you...
It's just because it's kind of a tight track in the turns and stuff, and everybody's just piled up on top of each other. It's just not fun. To me, okay? But I'll tell you what, they've had some good races here at Top Fuel at Iowa, and they've had some absolutely, downright just garbage races, I remember the first time they went to Iowa in these things. I think they had 18 cautions. It was just unbelievable. But they've cleaned it up a lot,
I was there for the Iowa race last season. I forget. That was either my first or second race here. And I remember there being quite a few yellows. But once we did go green, after about 5-10 laps, the tires were worn out too much, and you couldn't really pass no matter what line you rode.
Yep.
But you could always keep up with the car in front of you because of, the straightaways are just long enough to do that.
Right.
But it's tough. I like the bumps in turn 1. I like the multiple grooves in turn 3, but could be better.
All right, Paul Krumrie is about to go a lap down. He just got passed up by Chase Hudson. That only leaves 5 of them on the lead lap now. Michael Jeans will be the next one, but he is 58 seconds behind the leader, which puts him about 40 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah, so it's going to be a while before Hudson catches anyone else, unless it's another lap car.
Yep, but we're coming up on 2/3 of the way through the race here in another 3 laps. Chase Hudson still ahead by 8.1 seconds over Wes Fry.
We're coming up to 2/3?
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I thinking? Oh, I was looking at the counter wrong. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We just got past 1/3 of the way. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, we got a long way to go still. But that's the beauty of it. Long way to go. Yeah. It's kind of an endurance race. Anything could happen. We see Chase Hudson in the lead now. 5 laps from now, who knows?
And boy, Chase must have just had a moment there because Wes Fry just closed that gap up by about 7/10 of a second. So Chase must have had a little bobble there we didn't see. Wes is starting to put the pressure on him now. He's saying, yeah, make a couple more of them mistakes and I'll be up there battling you for this win.
Thing about Chase, though, he learns from his mistakes.
He does. He does. And, Tony, I talked to him, I think it was the week before last. I told him, I said, you come out of here with these wins, and it's very, very competitive. It's getting harder and harder for you to pull out a win. But you know what? You don't have anybody to thank for that but yourself, because you have taught these guys how to race. You have taught them they learn by watching you, and that's making them better, and they're getting as good as you are. So it ain't nobody's fault but Chase Hudson's.
When you set the example, sometimes you have to pay the price for it, I guess.
I mean, he's good. The bar's up there pretty high, but I'll tell you what, you take guys like Adam Blocker and Wes Fry right here. These guys, they're relentless, man. They're right there. They're waiting for you to make that mistake. And they're
waiting, but I don't know if they're expecting it or not.
Well, we seen Chase made one here just a little bit ago. And he's slowed up just quite a bit, actually. I think he's having trouble with that one turn. just all of a sudden here. I'm going to ride along here with Chase just for a minute, and we're going to see if we can... give me a second here. I'm going to ride along with Chase. There's one turn he is having some difficulty with, and I'm not sure where that was. It was a pretty tight hairpin. And that's where Wes Fry was catching up to him. Wes just closed that gap up. He's down to almost 6 seconds behind him now. He was over 8 seconds behind him a little while ago.
Mind if we stay on board with Chase for another lap?
Yeah, that's good. Let's do it.
He's coming on the front straightaway here.
Yep.
Now this is probably the second longest straightaway other than the downhill. That was just a few corners ago. There's going to be two right-hand corners right here, both about 90 degrees. I'm going to get on a pretty moderate-sized straightaway here. And then the next set of corners is the same exact corners, just the opposite direction, 2 lefts. And there he goes by the second one. And another moderate-sized straightaway.
I think this
out here.
This turn is the one he was having trouble with.
Alright. Yeah, that time he got through there pretty good. Apexed it correctly, got under the tunnel. Here, I'm not sure if you have to lift here or not. It doesn't look... They're gaining speed through there, but they might be lifted just a tiny bit. I'm not sure. Then here's the left-hand or the right. I think they call it the S curve, or the S curves. And then here's the V corner, another lefty. That's probably the sharpest corner in the entire track.
Well, he did that one just about picture perfect, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, using those apexes is a big deal, man. It can make the difference in winning and losing just by using them apexes and hitting them correctly.
Makes it a lot easier with the rumble strips because, you know, back in the day those weren't there. It was just grass, and you had to have quite a bit of balls to get as close enough as you could to get through there as fast as you could. But now you can just run over those things, and you know, it's a little bit easier. Yeah, so that was a lap with Chase Hudson.
Yeah. Well, let's take a ride along here with Wes Fry. Let's see the difference in styles of racing here compared to them two drivers. He's down to 5 seconds behind Chase now. He's taken 4 seconds off of that lead. That's saying a lot about Chase Hudson or Wes Fry right now.
He got through there good. There was one part of the corner where Wes was. It looked like he was getting really loose, like not too loose, but a little bit more aggressive than Chase was. But yeah, Chase looks just a tiny bit smoother. Wes looks like he's trying, not too hard, but just hard enough. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, that just cost him big time.
That's the trouble spot for everyone today.
Yep. Oh, that hurt him big time.
Everything he just gained in the last 8 laps or 10 laps or so, he just lost right there.
Yes,
so
he did.
That's a shame.
And now he's got to take it a little bit easy because those tires are super hot. And, well, I don't know. We might even see him come to pit road and maybe an early pit stop and put some fresh tires on that because, you know, it takes about maybe a couple laps to get those tires cooled back off. And he's not taking it easy, so he's not cooling them off too good. And Adam
Looks like we got ours.
Adam Blocker was sitting there going, yes!
Yeah, he's not. He can actually see him now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marcus, looks like Marcus just disconnected.
Oh, yes, he did. Aw, dang it. Yeah, we're riding along with Adam Blocker right now, and yeah, you can see Wes Fry right up ahead of him, at least for now. I don't know how much longer he'll be able to keep an eye on him.
If the tires aren't worn out too badly, I think Wes will try to end up pulling away a little bit, but we'll see.
Scott Brinson back into 4th. Has pulled away from Michael Jeans by about 5 seconds now, so that battle has became not a battle anymore.
I just got a poke from Marcus. He said that I pronounced his name correctly and you did not.
Well, he's the one that told me. He's the one that told me Marcus Yedstel.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know. I just guessed when I pronounced it, and I don't even remember what I said. So,
Marcus,
Hello.
you're the one that told me it was Marcus Yedstel.
No. I said Yestal.
What is it?
Yestal.
Well, that's what I said. Yestel.
that doesn't sound like what I said either.
No. It's what you said, Tony. It's more correct than what Rudy said.
Oh, okay.
He said Gedstel. I remember.
No. He actually pronounced right. I listened to it. I was looking at through the start of the replay right now.
Jedstel.
Yestal.
Okay.
Hey, we'll figure it out.
Yo, what happened, Marcus? How come you're not? I mean, man, you were being pretty competitive out there. What happened?
Oh yeah, me and the gravel got along pretty well. I met up with him more than once or twice, and I don't know if something must have got into the air intake because it blew the engine up coming down the very long slope.
Oh, well, you know I think you do have a reset, don't you?
Yeah, I had to tow it, but my chances are pretty much blown, just like my engine, anyways. So it doesn't really matter. But it doesn't bother me too much. After the start, everything just started going downhill, basically. So,
well, Marcus, I know you're very good at these road courses. You know, because I can remember broadcasting you back in the Dogs of Endurance. You know, and that was some great racing back in them days. But it's been a while since I've seen you racing. And
yeah, I've been busy with school and stuff. And back in those days, I did race like almost every single day, and now it's been like 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks since the last time I actually did a race.
Wow. Well, did you have a good time, and are you going to be back next week?
The start was a lot of fun, but no, I'm not going to be back next week. I'm going back to the school west in Norway. So.
Oh man. Well, we hope to see you more this season, Marcus, because I know. I know you would rather run these things on a road course than an oval, which they have way more ovals this season than road courses. But they go to Kansas next week, and we were just talking about that a little bit ago. What's your thoughts on them going to Kansas next week?
They're probably going to be blown away by a tornado or something. Either that or shot by rednecks. I'm not sure. One of the two.
Well, I mean, what do you think of running the DW12s on Kansas?
Oh yeah, I haven't actually ever raced at Kansas, but I reckon it's a lot like Charlotte and Texas, so I think it's going to be a good track for these cars. But it's probably going to be harder in the long run with the tire wear to try to make up position and keep the pace up and keep the distance between the cars close.
Right, okay. All right, well, thank you for talking with us, Marcus. We appreciate that very much. Good to see you out there racing again, and I mean that wholeheartedly, because I always look for you, because I know you're a good road racer, and I look for you to be competitive today, and you were at the beginning very competitive. You picked up a lot of positions. You went from 11th to like 6th in no time at all. Up to 4th, I think, one time.
Yeah, it was all the way up to 4th, and then I started finding the gravel traps. Like, I just had to look at the sand they have in Japan, because I'm not sure if it's different from what we have in Europe. But now I know it is different from what we have in Europe.
All right, well, we'll see you whenever you can make it back here, buddy. Hopefully it's soon. I want to see you do some more racing.
Yeah, and I want to stay on track next time.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get fun talking to you all.
All right, thanks a lot, Marcus, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hey, no problem.
Good young man right there. Good young man.
It's actually from Arendal, Norway, which is towards the southeastern portion near a couple little islands sticking out.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, his English is a whole lot better than it used to be. I remember when I first met Marcus, I had a difficult time understanding him. And that was that's where I got that from, that Yestel. If I'm still saying that correctly. Yestel. But anyhow, it's just good to see him out there racing again. Well, Adam Blocker is still about 5 seconds behind Wesley Fry, and Wes has caught back up to Chase Hudson again. He's down to that 7-second mark again, Tony.
It's down to 7 seconds, but he might be looking at that and getting a little bit excited, which might be part of the reason why he got a little bit loose off turn 6 or 7 there last time. So hopefully he's just riding his race and not looking at that F3.
Well, maybe he was just a little too overconfident, because he knew he was reeling them in. And now they're going to have one more pit stop probably coming up here. If I know Chase, he likes to split his races up evenly, and I don't know if it's an OCD thing or not, but it's a good strategy to have, And I'm thinking he's probably going to be coming in here in about another 3 laps. I'm joking about that, Tony.
Oh,
about the OCD thing. But no, that's the way I would do it. You got to have a strategy. You got to have a plan when you attack this track. There's no cautions here. So you can already have that laid out prior to the race, Now, if you were on an oval race where there is cautions, sometimes that strategy gets thrown out the window, by a caution.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can determine the plan for this race, 6 days ago.
Yep.
Because you know what's going to happen. I mean, unless you wreck or you have some problem with something, you know what you're going to do.
Yep.
I mean, there's some people that do change their mind for whatever reason, but you can easily plan ahead and just do what Chase is doing right now, just pitting every 15 laps or so.
Yeah, because I've seen guys in races before that because of the way the other driver's strategy was falling into play, and he was watching on the relative, he changed his strategy because we talked to him at the end of the race, and he even admitted that he had changed his strategy just because of the way them other guys pitted. And he still come out the winner, okay, but he, his strategy fell out because what he was planning on doing changed because of what they did. So it's, people are that intense about this stuff that they follow other people's strategies to make sure that, they're not going to try to one-up them, Adam Blocker on pit road for his final pit stop. And he's away. So we are starting to see some of the leaders come to pit road now. He's still going to come out 3rd place, but he is about 39 seconds behind Wes Fry, and Wes is still closing on Chase Hudson. This is amazing, man. This is really amazing.
This might actually come down to the wire.
Uh-huh. This might be who doesn't make a mistake on pit road, who gets out first or something, and one's watching the other one to see when they're going to pit.
Yeah, I mean, you can just getting through that little section on entry. You can gain a second just getting through there. Well, it's a tough end. It's probably one of the toughest pit entries.
And here comes Chase in. Chase is coming to pit road, and so is Wes Fry. Both of them coming in at the same time. So, all right. Well, let's see what they're planning on doing here. Chase is in his pit stall. Wes is just getting stopped. Chase is away. Long pit stop for Wes Fry, though. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes you have to wait on that extra can of fuel.
Yeah.
You could lose 2 seconds doing that.
Had to make sure he packed enough fuel in that thing to make him to the end, because this is going to be a little bit longer stint than what they've been running. They've been running about 15 laps and stopping, and this is going to be about 16. So you got to make sure you pack enough fuel in there for 16 laps. Because from what these guys were telling me, the longer you go, the more fuel you burn, the looser the car was getting. Kind of common sense,
Yeah, it sounds like something. Yeah, it sounds like something Paul Krumrei might have told you.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, he's always talking about that. The gas and how it affects the car. Even probably more so at a road course than anywhere else, right?
Right. Yeah, he said the longer, I think you're right. It was Paul, but he said the longer you run, the more fuel got out of the tank, and the lighter it made the back of the car. So, and I thought in the fuel tank in the mid car. I think it is in the mid.
I'm not sure I know you put the gas in the mid, but there might. If it's in the mid, it's more towards the rear mid.
Yeah. It's right there, kind of like right behind the driver's head, because the engine is right behind him. So, all right, well, Adam Blocker does come out in third. Scott Brinson fourth. Still waiting to see when these guys are going to come to pit road. They're going to have to come one more time, I think. Michael Jean's fifth place, last one on the lead lap. Started fifth, running in fifth. Mark Walker running the Oculus Rift out there tonight in his car. We rode along with Mark. Doing a great job, coming from 14th up to 6th. So I'm just kind of wondering just how much that Oculus has helped him.
Well, he's really the only one that's gained a significant amount of spots. Everyone else in the field is either disconnected or,
right,
pretty much 1 or 2 spots, give or take, from their qualifying position.
Paul Crumry on pit road, taking his last pit stop of the day.
Michael Jean's also coming in. And Scott Brinson.
Yep. These guys all coming in. There's Brinson on pit road. And he's away just as Michael Jean stops. Scott Brinson is away. And there goes Michael. He's away now. So these guys are taking it a little bit easy now on these new tires. You don't want to smoke them. Josh Medlock coming to pit road. This will be his final pit stop, running in 11th right now. He is 4 laps down, but hey, doesn't matter if you're 100 laps down. You still got 11.
Yep. One thing I like about this pit road, the speed limit is 37.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming they do kilometers, so the kilometers is probably a round number, but they have to transfer it to miles per hour and make it 37. So,
yeah.
But that could make it easy to maybe think it's 35 or 40, or you got to remember that number.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I don't know if it's 30. It would be 35 or 40, it'd be 35, wouldn't it? Yeah, kilometers are less than. Kilometer is a 0.625 or 0.663 or something like that. Mile.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's smaller, but it adds more. There's more per hour. Per hour.
Right.
So it's probably like 50 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 55. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I seen you in there. Yeah, Aaron's in here. He's talking to me.
Oh boy.
He's in here watching the broadcast. In the booth. He's in the booth, literally in the booth. Oh, yeah, Singapore. Yep. Well, Wes is down to 3.8 seconds. He's closing on Chase. They both got new tires now, and they've got that kind of like the sticker wore off of them now, so they're finding more grip in the turns.
After the first few laps, you can already determine who's that it wasn't a tire issue from Chase. Wes is just generally faster right now.
Yep.
But even if he does catch him, he's got 13 laps. He's got about probably 11, 12 laps to catch him to give himself some leeway for a couple laps to actually have a chance to pass him. But that's going to be another challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, passing Chase is, as I always say, catching him one thing, but passing him's another. But, he's going to have to pick and choose. He's going to have to just kind of like, I don't know, maybe drive it into, outbrake him in a turn or what, but be very careful not to bump him. And if I know Wes and Chase are going to race each other clean, I'll probably say that and now they'll get into each other. I hope not.
Sometimes you can race each other clean, but still make a mistake and get into him. So, I'm sure that's what Adam's hoping for.
Yep. Trying to find a good Yeah, we're looking back on Wes Fry now. 3.1 seconds back to Wes Fry from our leader, Chase Hudson. Chase has led every single lap, all 32 of them. 13 to go here, folks. I'll tell you, he's just alien, isn't he, Tony? Chase
I would
Hudson?
say so. I ran with him. You broadcast every race here,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, California, the season opener, I was racing with him, up front for about maybe a 50-lap period. And I would get probably about 0.7 seconds, then 0.8, 0.9, then back to 0.8. And it would just stay around there the whole time. I just couldn't do anything with him because we were just too even. But whenever I got ahead of him, he would pass me no problem, and then I'd be stuck in the same scenario. So he's a tough one.
Well, Michael Jeans is not that far ahead of our leader. He'd be the next one to go a lap down. He's probably 9 seconds ahead of our leader right now, Chase Hudson.
We got a couple cars right in front of Chase right now, so that might play a factor for the next 10 laps or so.
Right.
Actually, they're about a second ahead.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to have to figure a good, clean place to pass him, and he's going to have to do it quickly. He can't mess around with them because Wes Fry is right there, 1.7 seconds now.
I'm sure Matt and Kevin are looking at their F3s right now and determining that, that's probably not a good idea for them to be racing each other. But, got a spinner. It's Kevin O'Brien.
Oh, right in front of the leader, too. Wow. He may have been trying to get out of the way there, too, and if he caught the apron or caught the grass or something, and that might have been what happened. But, wow, that was close.
Does make it a little bit easier for Chase now.
Yeah, he's got clean air now ahead of him for a long ways. Oh, a good probably 7-8 seconds. So, and he knows Wes Fry.
Oh boy!
I heard that. Wow, you talk about luck. Matt Burkhart spun out right in front of him. He gets it back going though.
I think Chase is so intimidating that even if you're 2 seconds ahead of him, you'll spin out because you're just so look in your mirror, you see Chase Hudson, and you're like, oh crap, what do I do here? Then you go around.
Well, let's ride along here with Wes Fry as he's closing in on our leader, Chase Hudson. Let's ride along with him for a lap here. And watch just how close he gets. He's 1.2 seconds. And now Chase is going to probably try to pull out every play in the Chase Hudson playbook right now to try to stay ahead of Wes Fry. I'm sure he's got quite the playbook. I don't know if you ever heard about it, Tony, or seen it. He's got a heck of a playbook, I'll tell you. And these guys are starting to steal pages out of it.
I didn't even know there was a playbook in auto racing.
No, proverbial.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah, these guys, they've learned that much, and that's what I always tease them about. These guys are stealing pages right out of the Chase Hudson playbook because they have learned so much off of him.
Yeah, Wes might be close enough to actually get a little bit of draft on the straightaways here.
Oh, yeah, he's within a second, 0.8. Yes, sir. He's feeling the draft right now. He just got to stay focused, though. Hit those marks. Don't pay attention to what Chase is doing. Just hit his marks. This is where concentration is so key right here. And, when these guys are racing this hard up in the front like this, man, they don't want anybody disrupting their concentration.
I'll find myself in positions like these, and for some reason I'll still have my F3 up looking around, and then I'll make a mistake because I'm looking at that. So this is where you just turn everything off, just look at the windshield in front of you, and at this point look in the mirror, and it looks like he's right on him right now.
Oh yeah, he's right there, ready to strike. The thing of it is, he needs to be patient, though. He's got 10 laps.
Oh, he's got 10 laps.
Yeah. So, be patient. Chase is, going to maybe misread a corner, or he's going to take a different angle, different approach into a corner than Wes does, and Wes will get that chance to get by him. But he's right there within striking distance, ready to go. He just has got to stay focused and stay patient.
It's easy to, and especially in these cars, because you're so low and close to the ground, it's easy to kind of lose track where you are on the racetrack when you have a car sitting right in front of you. Ooh, I think he hit all 5 cones there. He got really close centering there.
I think some guys do that just to kind of break the monotony up, you know?
Oh, yeah. Plus, I mean, they're there. They don't slow you down. They don't damage the car. You might as well just hit them.
Yep. Adam Blocker.
You're not going to get penalized either. He got loose there a little bit.
Doing another great job here. 11.7 seconds back. So
I think Adam's actually closing in on Chase, too.
Yeah, he has closed in a little. We're looking at the standings here with Adam Blocker is... Wow, where the heck is he? He's clear back in 20th in the points. Okay.
I think Blocker missed a race, though.
Yeah, he's only been in 2 races where everybody else has been in 3. But he picked up 8 positions last week. 8 positions. That's a lot. If he could pick up another 8 this week, man, that's going to put him almost in the top 10.
Yeah, Fry's caught right back up to Hudson right now, and there's 3 lap cars. 2 of them are side by side right in front of them, about 3 seconds ahead. Now it's about 1 second ahead. That was fast. Kremrei's just going to let him by on the left side, it looks like. And there goes Hudson, and there goes Fry.
The Chase is probably sitting there going, man, you know, he's closed up on me this close, and he's got to be really kind of watching, and you know, just I don't know what do you watch right there, Tony? Do you watch what he's doing? Do you just forget him? Do you blank him out? How do you do that, man? That's just, I don't know how you do that, because you know that he's closed up. If he's been watching his relative, he's seen Wes come clear back from 10 seconds behind him after that spin and closed this gap back up.
The best thing you can do is just don't wreck the car. If you have to get second, if he gets near you, you know, don't be afraid to let him get under. Don't block too hard. Don't wreck yourself. Don't wreck him. Just in this position right now, he's about, you know, 4 or 5 car lengths ahead. Just focus on what's in front of you. If he's close enough to you, you'll know. Then you can look in the mirror.
And the lap cars look like they didn't really play. That one didn't play into it too awful much. And boy, they're using them apexes. Wow, are they using? I just seen Chase get some major airtime right there coming through them apexes.
Yeah, Fry had to let off a bit. He gassed a little bit too early and had to let off and then get going.
Well, I'll tell you what, after 45 laps here, and this is a short track, 2.98 miles, that's really kind of a short road course, really. It's not average. Most road courses are over 3 miles.
American road courses are, or like even Canada, those road courses are probably under 3 miles most of the time, but the European ones are definitely a little bit longer.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, more lap traffic for Chase Hudson, and he
That's actually Brinson.
Yeah, that puts Scott Brinson a lap down. So only 3 of them remain on the lead lap right now. Brinson going, man, I still got 4th, but I know that probably hurt him a little bit. He doesn't like to be a lap down, and nobody does. You know, they want to be on the lead lap. You want to finish on the lead lap. That's kind of like a psychological thing, you know.
Oh yeah. Only 3 cars have finished every single lap so far, and I think one of them, Paul Krumrye, is a lap. Oh, here we go. We got Wes Fry trying to make a move on the outside. That ain't gonna work.
No, that wasn't gonna work. And I think he's seen that just as soon as he did it, it was like, oh, wrong, and he backed right out of it.
It's tough to determine. He was probably trying to get a really good apex coming off the corner, but he just couldn't get it right. He's at that point now where there's 6 laps to go. Still needs to be patient, but he doesn't want to wait too long until there's 2 laps to go where he can't afford to be.
Well, Tony, how exhausted would you be after doing 45 laps here, man? This would be pretty exhausting.
Oh, it's exhausting. This part of your body's not moving at all. The rest of your body's moving all over the place. Your body's not trained to, either the whole body moves or it doesn't. Your arms and legs are wailing around.
There he goes. Oh, man, close right there, almost touched. But it's not just physical either. There's a lot of mental stuff that goes on too,
Oh, yeah. Especially at these. You got to keep a clear mind every lap.
Yep. See, right now, Wes is, he's looking for that opportunity, but he wants to do it cleanly because he surely don't want to spin Chase right now because, Chase has led all the laps, 39 laps. And what would be really disheartening right now is if Wes come out here and stole that win from Chase, wouldn't it? Oh, that would be tough.
Wes is going to find a way to get inside of Chase, but I'm sure Chase is going to try to make it a little bit harder than he wants it to.
Yeah, he doesn't really want to change his line too much, but yet, on them long straightaways, he's trying to do whatever he can to break that draft, and he just cannot outsmart Wes to try to break that draft. Wes wants to stay in his draft. And, I hate to just put the camera on these two, but this is where the race is. With 5 laps to go right now, this is where the race is. This is for the win. So I apologize to the other drivers if they're not getting a whole lot of camera time right now. But Adam Blocker has continued to chop that time down. It's just not going to be enough unless them two make contact up there and something happens. I just don't see Adam gaining a whole lot more time on those two. He's chopping a 10th or 2 off here and there, but it's not going to be enough. But still, 5 laps to go. Still a lot of racing. That's, a lot can happen in 5 laps, Tony.
I was having trouble hearing you. I wasn't sure if it was on my end or yours.
Oh.
You sound okay now, though.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, Tony, thank you for coming up into the booth with us here tonight. That was really awesome of you, man. And it's just it was an honor to have you in the booth here with me, and I mean that. It was just great. And I'm dead serious about maybe sometime get together and maybe write up an article. It doesn't have to be this league. It'd just be cool to pick a league and maybe you and I throw our heads together. Uh-oh.
Wes is pitting right now.
Oh.
What in the world?
Uh-oh. Is he short on fuel, maybe?
That's possible. Maybe he just didn't take enough.
Oh, no. That's not going to be good.
No. There's another car in pit road right now, Josh Medlock, but he's
Oh, what?
I think he's been on pit road for a while, though.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, I bet you that's what it was. He was going to be short on fuel. Oh. So obviously they didn't pack enough fuel in it. Now I'm just kind of wondering if anybody else is going to have to pit. Adam Blocker took over second. Well, if he finishes second, this is really going to jump him up in the point standings.
Yeah, Adam's usually one of those guys that battles for wins with Chase if he can. So it'd be nice to see him.
Yeah. And now Chase has kind of backed it down a little bit, I think, because Adam's closing that gap down. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough, but Chase has backed it off a little bit. He's taking a little bit easy now. He doesn't have Wes Fry right on his tail.
Well, he has every reason to now. I doubt it, but part of it could be because he's close on gas as well.
Could be. I didn't think about that till you just said that. Yep. He could be out there trying to save a little fuel. They could be just that close on fuel.
Josh Medlock poked me. He says he got into the wall earlier and his tires are shot and he can't turn the car.
Oh. Well, we can... Where is he? We can drag him up here. He's one of my color commentators too. So Josh, man, just a tough break today, huh? Josh?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, tough break today, huh? Just not having a good run.
Oh yeah, it's just I'm not much of a road guy, and I figured I'd give it a shot. And I went out there and I pulled some laps. I got off the track several times. Thank God there's no incident limit because I'd have been out of it. 53 incident points ago. But yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yep. Well, just didn't mean to interrupt you there, but Adam Blocker just stopped for a splash of gas. Tony, I'm wondering.
It could be a common theme. If Wesley had a really good pit stop, he might come out in front if Chase has to pit.
Yeah, if Chase has to come in here and take a splash of gas, it's going to close that gap up big time.
I haven't heard any radio chatter, so I'm not exactly sure what who's low on fuel and what. So I don't know.
Well, I think. You know what? I think Chase is saving fuel right now, buddy. I think he's going to try to go the distance here. He's got a 17-second lead over Wes Fry, which Wes has got enough fuel, and he can power it down now. And Wes is closing that gap, but with only 3 laps to go, I don't think he'll close 16 seconds. Even if Chase is saving fuel. Chase is not making any notion to come to pit road here.
It is much easier to save fuel on these types of tracks. You're in the corners most of the time, or at least half the time.
Yeah,
and
don't downshift.
You can just put in, and you can just put it in a lower gear, maybe a gear or 2 lower than you normally would, and just ride around a little bit.
Yep, and I think that's what he's doing because Wes has closed up. He's closed up about 3 seconds just in the last 2 laps. But it's not going to be enough. He's closing a lot right now.
Well, Chase Hudson has won 7 in a row. Just to give you that information, Rudy, you were correct on that. If he can hold off on this one, this will make 8 consecutive straight races. Chase Hudson has won.
Golly, man, imagine that. But he doesn't. So far, I mean, being this is only the 4th race of the season, he doesn't have a huge lead right now in the points. I think it was only 32 points, 32 points over Michael Jeans. Which Michael Jeans is back in 5th, so that's going to help him out a little bit more. Boy, and Chase has really backed off the gas. Look at this, 2 laps to go. He's going for it.
At that time, the entire corner, he was just completely off the gas until he reached the straightaway, then gassed it.
Yep. Wes Fry.
1 lap to go.
Yeah, Wes is going, yes, come on, let me get there. I can't believe Chase is he's gonna take that chance. But wouldn't it be something if he run out of gas on the last lap? Oh my word.
I just don't feel Chase would stay out if he didn't feel he could make it.
Right.
He's a very smart driver. I think he's got the best chance here of winning this one.
1 more to go. White flag in the air for Chase Hudson with a 7.8 second lead. And that's closing because Wes Fry's got enough fuel to make it, and he's got hammer down. But still, a pretty good effort by Wes Fry, man. Keeping the pressure on Chase Hudson pretty much the whole race. He was right there. Well, the last 3/4 of the race, he's been right there on Chase's tail. Just a few more turns here for Chase Hudson to bring it home.
He's going through the S's right now. He's got that long, sweeping left-hand corner that everybody's had trouble with tonight, the V corner. He's got another right hand, and I think, after this right hand's the downhill, so he's got plenty of space to save down there. He can just coast from that point. But he's got to get through the chicane. If he doesn't get through the chicane, he's not going to have enough speed to coming out of the chicane to make the start-finish line. So let's take a look here.
Wes is down to 5 seconds behind him. All right, Chase has figured it out now. He's got enough to make it, and that's going to do it. He's going to make it to the start-finish line, and it's going to be crowned the winner here tonight. Congratulations to Chase Hudson, man. What an effort. I can't wait to find out how much fuel he had left in that car. I can't wait to find out. It's going to be interesting. Well, we still got some drivers out there finishing the race, but we'll get Chase up here, talk to him first. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Where did he go?
Well, it looks like everybody has dropped connection, according to my end.
Yeah, wow. Well, let's give them a minute here and see if they come back. Something. Yeah, everybody, but you, I, Colin, and Mark Walker. What the heck was that all about? That's really weird. Well, folks, we might not even get any interviews in here. Well, let's run down through the results, I guess, while we're waiting to see if these guys come back in. Chase Hudson wins here tonight. Wes Fry second. Adam Blocker third place. Scott Brinson fourth. Michael Jeans fifth. Mark Walker sixth. Paul Crumry seventh. Kevin O'Brien eighth. Colin Scott ninth. Matt Burkhart 10th. Josh Medlock, finishes 11th. Marcus Yedstol in 12th. Eric Steinmetz 13th. And, of course, Tony and Steven did not race tonight. So 13 drivers in the race. But, yeah, they're not coming back into TeamSpeak. So I don't know what's up.
Well, give me a second, Rudy, and I'll talk to Scott real quick on iRacing and see what's going on. And I'll get back to you, get back to everybody that's watching, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, Adam Blocker just come back in. So let me get him up here. I'll talk to him. He finished third. Adam Blocker, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what happened to everybody, but everybody got dropped out of TeamSpeak.
Yeah, TeamSpeak crashed. I had to restart to get back in.
Wow. Well, there was 4 or 5 of us that didn't, so that was kind of weird. But you finished third here tonight. You closed up there quite a bit on them closing laps, Adam. This should help you a bunch in the points now. You picked up 8 positions last week. This should help you close up quite a few more positions this week.
I'm not worried about points, to be honest, because I know I'm going to have to miss 2 more races later in the season, and Scott only does 1 drop week, so I'm pretty much screwed in terms of points. So just racing race by race, trying to get wins and podiums.
Well, but it's early. This is only the 4th race of the season out of 20. You got a lot of races to go there, Brett.
I know I missed the first race, and I'm going to have to miss 2 more. So
man,
I'm going to be down. I'm going to be down to 17 races, and Scott only does 1 drop week, which I personally don't agree with, but because other leagues I do race in do way more than that because they realize that people have real lives. But I'm okay with it.
Well, did you have a good time out there tonight? What did you think of the track conditions here at Twin Ring Motegi?
I mean, track conditions were about average for any track, pretty much. I mean, the track's technical. Caught me out a couple times, unfortunately. That was a winnable race for me. I just wasn't in very good form. But I was starting to get in good form near the end when I didn't have enough pressure on me. I was clocking in pretty good laps. But, yeah, I knew from the beginning, or pretty early on, that I didn't think that fuel saving would be the faster strategy, and it turned out that it wasn't because I think it was like 17 seconds behind Chase at one point, and I finished closer to him despite doing an extra stop. So I think if I would have been up there, if I hadn't spun, I spun so many times, but if I had spun at least 1 or 2 times, even spinning once, I could have gotten away with it and probably won. But
well, congratulations again, Adam, on your 3rd place finish tonight after starting 2nd. Did you expect Wes Fry to be that good and get out there? And boy, he didn't waste no time passing you.
I mean, I haven't raced with Wes that much, so I didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, he did a really good job. I thought he was going to win there for a while, but it just turned out he came up a little bit short. But yeah, it's good to know that we have now not just me this challenging Chase on road courses, it's also him, so that's good. Hopefully you can win a race in the future.
Yeah. All right, well, anybody you want to thank, Adam?
Not really, just I want to congratulate Chase for his win and Wes for his 2nd place, also Michael and Scott for their top 5s.
Okay, thanks for talking with us, Adam. Yeah, they're asking, Tony, TeamSpeak did crash, but we didn't fall out. Can you get back in? I don't know if he can get back in or not, but well, anyhow, we got our winner in here. We're still waiting to see if Wes Fry comes back in after finishing second, but we got our winner, Chase Hudson. You got a copy.
I got you.
Well, wow. What did you think about Wes Fry's dominance there coming from, he spun and he come back from 10 seconds, closed that gap up on you. I know you were pedaling it, trying to save fuel there at the end, because we could see you had slowed down drastically. How much fuel did you finish a race on?
Oh man, actually, I was saving so much. I was gonna run out probably when Wes was right behind me. I was gonna run out in one of the final corners, but once he pitted, I was just like, I'm just gonna go full, fuel saving mode and run seconds. Just pretty much pacing, not even racing at that point. Just to make sure I get across the line. But I could have went an extra lap because I saved so much fuel there, those final laps. But I pretty much from lap 15, after that first stop, I realized that it was either we're going to have to do 2 more stops or just 1. And I was like, I could maybe save a little bit. And I was surprised I had to save from lap 15. And then more toward the end, I was saving a lot. Once I think he spun out once, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna save a lot here. And every single time, I was just gonna wait till they got my rear bumper, then start to pick up the pace just to make sure I saved enough fuel.
Well, when Wes was on your tail there, and he was, a couple times he pulled out and was looking like he was kind of like setting you up and trying to figure where would be a good place to pass you. Now you had watched him obviously come from way back in the field and worked his way up closer and closer, and each lap he'd picked up a few tenths on you here and there. Were you watching that on the relative, or were you just like staying focused on your line and worrying about what you were doing and not paying attention to that?
Yeah, I had like heavy fuel save once I seen there was a huge gap, and then the closer you get, I kind of edge it out a little bit to just kind of light, and then once he was right behind me, I was actually starting to push a little bit more, like 90%, 80%. I was short shifting, using longer gears coming out of the corners.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was thinking maybe he was kind of saving fuel. He wasn't going to go for that extra stop. So it would have been interesting coming to the checkered if that was the case. I probably would have ran out either coming across or coming down that hill on the backstretch. But
wow. Well, I'll tell you what, close. One heck of a race, Chase. You lead all 45 laps again this week, and this is number 8 in a row. Josh was telling me here a little bit ago. 8 in a row, man. I don't think anybody's ever done that here.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. The competition's been getting better and better, especially this season. It always feels like someone's nibbling at my tail, and kind of like this race, I didn't think I was going to win it there at the end because I was having to save so much, but I was able to save enough and ended up doing that extra stop.
Well, like I told you before, Chase, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself, buddy. They're stealing pages out of the Chase Hudson playbook. They're learning from you, so it's all your fault. You're teaching them. You're making the field better, man. Good racing out there tonight, Chase. Anybody you want to thank for this win?
Yeah, I've got to thank. I use this app called Joel Real Timing. He does a really good job.
Yep.
Go to their website, joelrealtiming.com. That's pretty much what won me the race, because I could tell exactly, if I was saving enough or if I was over, whatever. And also, thanks to MaxSpeedTV and Scott Brinson.
All right, well, Chase, go celebrate that win, man. We'll see you. What do you think about going to Kansas next week? Are you going to be dominant there too?
Hopefully. Hopefully there's a good setup, good weather, for some good racing.
All right, brother. Thanks for talking with us. Well, I got to give a shout out to Tony Pizarro for helping me. Tony, I see you're back in TeamSpeak. Yeah, TeamSpeak wigged out there and everybody fell out, but just 4 of us stayed in here. That was weird.
Yeah, I'm thankful to get back in before, so we get a chance to talk a little bit after the race. That's the fun part, talking after the race and trying to say everything you were trying to hold back during the show, you know?
Yep. Well, we didn't get a chance to talk to Wes Fry because I haven't seen him back in here yet. So, but congratulations to him for finishing second. But go ahead, Tony. I'm going to let you have the floor. You say what you want to say there, brother.
I just want to say that Chase, you're damn good. I remember California a couple weeks ago. I was trying to catch you, and I could only maintain maybe 0.7, 0.8 seconds. And it was hard. You're damn good. 8 wins in a row is impressive. I think I remember racing you in official races too, and you beat me there too. So, you're definitely good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up then. You got any other comments you want to throw out there, Tony or Josh, Chase, anybody? Anybody got anything they want to say?
I just want to congratulate, Trace Hudson on his win. Adam Blocker. I love racing with those guys. So, I'm not the fastest guy, especially on road courses, but it's always fun. I'm learning, and I'm probably with the best group of guys in the DW12s to learn from. So, congratulations to Trace again. 8 wins, like Tony was saying, man. That's awesome. Chase is shooting for 9 now. So, keep it up, Chase. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it. And we don't have a broadcast tomorrow night because Somo's off, but we'll be back Friday night for the IWCR Gen 6 series. We'll be going live at 10:50 p.m. Eastern. So till then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.